Hello and welcome to the Confusion Wrestling Podcast, the last bastion of independent wrestling. I'm Rob Kammer, powering through some gnarly allergies, because that's what we do here on this podcast, is we fight through everything, fight forever, clap, 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 to bring you, things that you should go check out in the realm of independent wrestling, whether it's the wrestlers themselves or even the companies that employ the wrestlers. So, that being said, this week we are doing an indie spotlight. I'm going to go to Tennessee. Check out a company named Hub City Wrestling. They have a TV program on YouTube, so it's free to watch for everyone on there. Hub City Wrestling, that's also the name of the show too, so it's all cool. But we were going to check out episode 90 of the program. Evidently, in addition to being on YouTube, it is on the local cable channels as well. I'm going to pull out my notes real quick on that because I haven't made it that far, because they do note WBBJ 10:30 p.m. on Sunday nights. So if you're in the Tennessee area, I mean, Tennessee's a whole state, so I know there's a specific area, but I didn't do that much research, ladies and gentlemen. But, it's all there on the internet. So just type in Hub City Wrestling, and you'll find it pretty darn easily. And I can find it, and I'm just an idiot with the microphone. Anywho, but yeah, so we're going to check out episode number 90 of Hub City Wrestling. We got pretty much a cold open. Jay Wesley is backstage grumbling to himself as Danny Dollar comes into the frame. Dollar is the Hub City Wrestling heavyweight champion, congratulates Wesley on a good match, and, maybe he'll get another shot at it, and maybe he'll even be successful next time. But also, maybe not. This leads us to our first match of the evening. It comes with a nice graphic, and I appreciate that when I'm doing these here reviews, especially of companies that, I'm not going to lie, that I'm not super familiar with. As Dale Tucker takes on Brian T. We get an extended feeling out process, and Tucker is very vocal, and I enjoy every minute of that. He is kind of an old school worker in that way, is like he is going to talk to the crowd, almost doing his own commentary, especially while he's selling, like, oh no, that hurts, and all that good stuff. Not Iron Mike Sharp levels of vocal, but still good enough. T takes control with an emphatic clothesline. Partner takes Tucker's head off in the process of that one. Tucker is delirious after a pair of corner splashes and air balls, a big wind-up punch. Tucker, though, does stop the momentum with the kitchen sink and starts choking Tucker with his, choking T with his dreads. There we go. Tucker chokes T with his dreads. There's our phrase of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure how we're going to get through that. Anywho, we are going to go into our first commercial break of the show. Again, this is meant for television, and they kind of cut out the local commercials to come on TV here, or on YouTube anyway. But nevertheless, they've inserted some of their own ads. So we got plugs for the August 15th back to school event with Jerry the King Lawler. And here's the part where you make your own joke about, we're not entirely sure whether Jerry the King Lawler's allowed within 100 feet of a school, but, I digress. We also have plugs for the September 12th show featuring the Road Dogg Jesse James, appropriately entitled, Oh, You Didn't Know. We come back, and Tucker is still in control. Tucker is grinding away at T, clubbing and choking away. Lots of clubbing and choking. T starts to make a comeback, but is cut off early. We go to the corner where it looks like we're going to get a 10 punch, and Tucker just blows his nose into a handkerchief. I don't know where he got the handkerchief. He just has a handkerchief now. Blows his nose in it, starts stuffing it in T's mouth. In thorough disgust, T pushes Tucker off the top rope and hits a flash single leg dropkick for the quick 1-2-3. A solid match between Tucker and T, though I will say, commentary has their job cut out for him, because Lord knows I talk a lot. Talk way too much, let's be frank about this, and man, I had problems differentiating, at least when it's getting into the flow, talking about which one was Tucker, which one was T, what was Tucker doing to T, as I buggered up the choking with the dreads earlier, as Tucker choked T with the dreads. But otherwise, that those little things aside, it was a fun little match. I will say I don't think I've ever seen someone use a handkerchief to make someone eat snot like that before in a wrestling ring. Hey, but first time for everything, and I enjoy stupid little stuff like that. So I'm definitely approving. We go into our next batch of advertisements. This one's directly for Hub City to yourself. So if you have a small business or anything that you want to promote out there, get in touch with Hub City Wrestling, and you can get your logo and and commercial advertisement with the Hub City Troop right there. In addition to another plug for the 9/12 event. Oh, you didn't know. So let's just go ahead and take a pause for the cause right here and now. Get yourself an energy drink. Get yourself a cup of coffee. Get yourself a whole gosh darn coffee maker. And we'll be back. Un momento. Hey, folks. The Confusion Wrestling Podcast has become a veritable hub of shopping and treats and all that sort of good stuff. Whether you need a sugar-free alternative to energy drinks in the form of Raise Energy, or maybe even, top-of-the-line ice makers, coffee machines, and other household appliances, all through my links section. All you got to do is wander down to the descriptor of this week's episode, check out the various links, click on them, and go shopping like you normally would. Heck, it's no difference. You just came in and just said Rob sent you. And that way, you can get the things you need, maybe even at a discount, and the podcast gets a kickback as well. So be sure to check out those links. Thank you very much for listening. Back to the show. All right, we are backstage with Lucky P. Larson Esquire. It looks like Jackson King has gotten under Lucky's skin, and we are seeing a challenge for no escape. There will be no escaping Jackson King, as you're hopefully going to be stuck in a cage with Bam Bam and Lucky Larson next week on the programming. So, comments, challenge, if you will, for Cage Match next week. We also cut to Jason Prentice, who's hanging out with Danny Dollar. Dollar puts over the open door policy he's put in place for the Hub City Championship. Notes that it doesn't matter where you work. It doesn't matter if it's Mondays, Fridays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and insert any other catchphrase day of the week kind of thing. He will step to you because he's the Hub City champion. So solid little promo there by Danny Dollar. This promo, though, leads us to the main event of the show. No, it doesn't have anything to actually do with the promo, but that's where we're going to next, is Logan Blake taking on Alan Steele. Steele is being put over as the wily veteran, while Blake is kind of the young upstart. We do get a feeling out process, and Steele goes for Blake's luscious locks. Steele takes a powder to the outside, and Blake does this wave with his arms. I wanted to make a comparison to somebody in the 1990s WCW, but the kind of variation of the American males. That's where I was going with that. I didn't write that joke down. I'm just he waves his arms. Cool. People can wave with their arms all the way. It wasn't quite the clapper, but it was close enough. Anyway, back in the ring, Steele goes. Blake kind of sort of catches and or dodges a chop in the corner to throw some weak ones of his own before we go into the commercial break. More plugs for Back to School with Jerry the Lawler. Insert your own joke there, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm all out of good jokes. We also get a plug that Hub City Wrestling will be on WBBJ every Sunday night, 10:30 p.m., so be sure to check that out, unless you're far away and you don't get WBBJ like I am, so YouTube it is for me, baby. Anywho, back in the ring, Steele dodges a shoulder charge and follows it up with a nasty looking divorce court, the falling shoulder breaker, arm DDT, if you will. Steele continues to work the left arm, stretching it out on the ropes, making sure he gets a couple of good kicks in, so there is no more waving for Blake. We go to one more round of commercials, once again touting Hub City is your home for fundraisers. So if you are in the Tennessee area and, good way to make some money is bringing Hub City in for your fundraiser. And also more Back to School with Jerry Lawler. Jokes. Back in the ring, Steele is doing his own wave at this point before missing a big boot in the corner. Blake fires back, and now we're just spinning. We are trying to Irish whip each other and just doing some sort of perverse do-si-do. I don't know what else we're going to call it at that time. However, Blake goes for a middle rope sunset flip, and Steele slips out of it and folds Blake up for a surprise victory, kind of out of nowhere on that one. Commentary puts over like that was the momentum, and I'm not sure. I don't think that's how physics works. But either way, Blake did just totally roll out of the Steele totally just rolled out of Blake's sunset flip, but had to stop all that momentum to then fold Blake up to get the 3. Wily veteran tricks either way, even if we are trying to defy the laws of physics, at least according to commentary. Either way, we go to credits, and that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. A quick watch, Hub City Wrestling episode 90. Their shows, just in general, aren't terribly long, so you're not investing too much time if for some odd reason you hate it, which I'm not sure why you would hate it. Like, yes, I could pick it apart and be a nuisance, but like, I was okay with it. It was inoffensive. It was cool. It actually is, less than inoffensive. More than, because I don't want to say it's more than inoffensive, because that kind of sounds like it was offensive. But no, I enjoyed Hub City Wrestling. Glad I gave them a check out. Always glad to see new companies, or at least new to me companies out there, seeing what's going on in the realm of independent wrestling outside of my own little geographic area. So be sure to check them out on YouTube, or if you see them in your local area, go check that out. So you can go see Jerry Lawler. You can see the Road Dogg Jesse James, which actually I'm going to be doing near October. Unfortunately not for Hub City Wrestling, but for Central Empire Wrestling and at Bridge City Slam. I don't know what year they're on for that one. Either way, digressing. But yeah, putting over Hub City Wrestling is a fun little show, so be sure to check that out. And add that to your, since it's a quick watch, just add that to your regular wrestling watching rotation right there. I got that one out without a problem for some odd reason. Anywho, gonna wind things down here. I do appreciate y'all giving this a listen, taking the time to journey with me to see what's new in the realm of professional wrestling, independent professional wrestling as well. So be sure to stick around just long enough to check out the best ways you can help support this here tiny little podcast. Get all those cheap plugs in, if you will, as I wander off into the sunset. Thank you all for riding with me, and I'll check you out next week. The Confusion Wrestling Podcast is a weekly podcast that is written and performed by Rob Kammer and hosted by Spotify for podcasters. The background music for this section is Ruined by Day, performed by Alan Schroeder. If you enjoyed this podcast and would like to help support, please like, subscribe, and tell your friends, family, and enemies. Leaving a review is helpful as well, because word-of-mouth advertisement is very important for us small podcasts. My social media links can be found in the description, but Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky are at The Nova of Cass. That's TheNovaofCass, and Facebook is MLW Confusion, all one word. If you'd like to support monetarily and help upgrade my equipment, please check out my virtual tip jar at ko-fi.com/Casanova, or if you prefer more bang for your buck, go to patreon.com/Casanova, that's CASSONOVA, where for as little as $2, backers get access to the podcast early and without those pesky ads, plus other exclusive content. So join the crew that is headed up by Keith Wynn, Alan Schroeder, Chris Zach, and Elenia, and check it out. You can also find t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other merch at the Confusion Podcast store on Teespring. Also, be sure to check out the affiliate links in the descriptor below. For business inquiries such as ads, sponsorships, and etc., please email rzkamer, Kamerer, at comcast.net. Thank you all for listening.